if I'm on step 1 and you're showing me step 7, that's not going to work. If I'm on step 7, you're showing me step 3, that's also not going to work. I would suggest this. Hire specifically. Right? Hire specifically, as in you have a very specific challenge, or there's a specific line of effort that you want to push into. Because you're not actually hiring a business coach. You're actually hiring a business consultant or a business advisor.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not actually coaching you. Because if you were coached, you could coach you because you understand how coaching works. In fact, you can get ChatGPT to coach you if it's strictly just a coaching thing, right? Prompt you with the right questions, right? You're going to do the deep work anyway because you know what that means, and you'll pull it out of yourself. You just need some external prompts to kind of help think through it, right? Because you always need that external moment, that feedback to get into that self-discovery piece. And you could coach yourself, or use chat, or just have a list. It doesn't really matter. So I wasted a lot of money on business coaches, because what I bought and what I got, the value is, I would not say, what's the word I want to use here? It wasn't necessarily a waste of money, but the problem was I could not capitalize ROI on all that.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't ready.
Wasn't there.
Right? I wasn't ready, and they weren't, like, there was, like, look, if I'm on step 1 and you're showing me step 7, that's not going to work. If I'm on step 7, you're showing me step 3, that's also not going to work. And so when I say, right,
it seems like bridging the gap between, okay, if your business coach is at step 7, and he can walk you from step 2 to step 7, so this is something that Matt Portwood talked to me about. He runs a Healthy and Whole in Danville, Indiana, and very, very compelling online presence. Like you look at the stuff that he puts out every couple of days, and it's like, I can see why people are drawn to that. I can see why people look at what he puts on Facebook. Like, these are his clients. These are the before and after shots. These are their testimonials, right? I can see how that is very compelling for the clientele, for the client base that he is servicing, and the potential client base that he is drawing and attracting. And one of the things that he impressed upon me was the importance of starting with the end in mind. So he worked with Alex Hormozy initially, when I think he was still doing like the gym launch, where he was showing people, hey, this is how you structure your business, and this is how you structure your marketing efforts to draw clients in. These are the things that you need to offer to, what does he say? Make them an offer so good that they feel stupid saying no. So start with the end in mind, and know what your steps are to get there. And so that makes sense. So like, if you have a business coach who's got like, hey, you want to be a multinational like conglomerate, and you're like, yeah, but I've got 3 followers on my Facebook page, right? Like, okay, maybe that's the vision. But if you can't walk step by step to that point, then that seems like it's not going to yield the results that you want necessarily.
That's what I say. Like, so the last business coach I hired, I hired because I was very specific. I was like, in my own, first thing first, I had to do my work, right? Like, what am I, from a business perspective? And I did the work of going, I do 3 lines, major divisions in my business, right? I have a coaching, I have a presentation, and I have a publishing. Those are like my world. Like if I had a million people, right, they would be caught up in one of these 3 divisions.
Mhm.
Coaching is pressing forward, right? Like that's doing good. I got this other thing, the newsletter is the publishing piece for right now. So I'm making some effort on that. I got a little bit of effort in presentation, aka I got the LSUS gig, right? And I'm doing all sorts of gigs on base, which I can't capitalize on, unfortunately, but it's good practice still, right? Still good to go through it. But I want to push it into a monetary. Like how do I get more speaking gigs? So I hired a coach who does nothing but speaking. He's a speaker,
Yeah.
right? And as a speaker, what do you do to get speaking gigs? And what is the process? What is the exact process that you follow as somebody that does it for a living? And walk me from the very first thing I got to do to the time I get the gig and what's that expectation of time, and he was excellent, absolutely excellent, right? I ran through, I was like, okay, so once I figure out what my core message is, this is how I search for gigs, this is what an abstract is, this is how I submit the abstracts, right? This is the frequency I need to do, right? Like, oh, you can't just do one a day, right? You gotta do like 30 a day, like, or 30 a month at least, or 35. Like it's all dependent. If you do one a day, your results will be like 3, 4, 5 gigs in the next 6 to 8 months.
Not a lot.
Right? Not a lot. So if this is going to be your main line of effort, you might have to like bust out 60 in a weekend. Right? Because just if you got all the research done, right, and you have all your abstracts done,
And so
there's
these
just
are unique abstracts that you're submitting, or you have a pool of abstracts with which you are
yeah,
working. You are submitting 60
like
a
a
week.
like a couple master ones based on the messages, based on my keynotes, essentially, and then in the research, you know what to tailor it for,
Okay, yeah.
type of thing, right? So you then just tailor it to
You
their
have your core message. You have
yeah,
the core things that you discuss, and then 20% of what you talk about is specifically geared
right.
towards
Like a
your audience.
lead, like basically your lead 3 sentences have to do with them, right? And then the rest of it's pseudo standard.
Yeah.
Right. And they
Yeah.
got to think of it as lessons learned and all this other stuff. But the moral story is I hired him,
Mhm.
great investment, right? And I've it helped me, like I get just say there's 5 steps, right? 5th is I'm on stage. I'm on step 1 right now, moving into step 2. We're done coaching, right? We did 4 sessions. I'm already through his coaching consulting program, right?
Mhm.
And even though I wish I was on step 4, right? Like I've submitted all these things and I'm just waiting on returns. Doing step 1 alone helped me refine who I was as a personal brand, right? It was because of that process where I end up with the term leadership strategist,
Mhm.
right? Versus coach, and then adding capitalist as my hook and identifier of how I do the things. And I just added my mission to eradicate slavery as my
Mhm.
mission and as my tagline. So now, like the process, right, has helped me refine that. Now I have my core message, right, which is my speaking. Was just how. Well, I help you define one question. Do you want to be a successful business owner, or do you want to be a successful employee? Both lead to riches and wealth and fulfillment, but only if you make a choice. And that's my keynote.
Mhm.
It's way far from my invisible hand, right? Charisma over culture, the leadership 7 principles, all that. But all that it flows into like that piece. It's like the shaft to the pointy end of the spear. But I don't talk about that. I just talk about the bling.
Yeah, that's not the selling point.
Right.
That's not the core. That's just that's not the philosophy. That's just what you have to talk about. The philosophy is what people resonate with.
Correct.
And so
Correct.
with your hook line, I guess, or how did you refer to it? Eradicating slavery. Your
Tagline. It's my tagline.
tagline. Okay.
Like on LinkedIn, your tagline.
How are you defining slavery? Like, I
Ah.
imagine you're not going to Libya to try to curb the sale of human beings or
I would.
any number of other
Right.
countries.
I would if I could.
I'm saying you
But
wouldn't. How are you
this is
defining?
well, still that's where the capitalist piece walks in. Right. So capitalist and slavery again, like that, like capitalism is the engine, right? Slavery is defined anytime where you're not in control of your own destiny.
Yeah.
And so it could be as much as financial slavery. Oh, you're in debt over your head and you can't seem to find a way out, to human trafficking, right, of kids, which is a huge issue, right? Where obviously that's the epitome of all humanity. And so between those two, that leaves me open to talk about the same message. So I don't have to, I could niche down like Tebow did, right? Tebow niched down to human trafficking and then kids specifically. There's a couple organizations that has niched down to that, but I don't think I need to do that. I think I could stay broad enough because my audience, who I want to talk to, are leaders, because that's the first part, leadership strategists. I need to build more leaders who are on mission to eradicate slavery in all its forms through capitalism.